Only 5% of our cognitive processes are conscious. And the discovery I will share at the end of this is the one most psychologists never discuss publicly. Let's dive into the fascinating story of London taxi drivers, who must memorize hundreds of streets and landmarks to obtain their license. This process can take up to 4 years, and it's not just about memorization, it's about rewiring their brain to think differently. Research has shown that the hippocampus, a region of the brain involved in spatial memory, is significantly larger in London taxi drivers than in the general population. This is a clear example of neuroplasticity in action, where the brain adapts and changes in response to new experiences and learning. But what if we could apply this concept to other areas of our lives? What if we could rewire our brain to think more creatively, to be more confident, or to overcome phobias and anxieties? The next pattern is the one that keeps the most intelligent people trapped. As Sigmund Freud once said, the mind is like an iceberg, it floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. This quote highlights the idea that our conscious mind is only a small part of our overall mental processes. The majority of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are controlled by our subconscious mind, which operates beneath the surface of our awareness. Let's take the example of a person who has a fear of public speaking. They may consciously want to overcome this fear, but their subconscious mind is filled with negative self-talk and catastrophic thoughts that hold them back. To overcome this fear, they need to rewire their subconscious mind, to replace the negative thoughts with positive and empowering ones. This can be done through techniques such as visualization, affirmations, and mindfulness. By becoming more aware of our subconscious thoughts and patterns, we can begin to rewire our brain and overcome limitations that hold us back. What the research shows next will make you question every decision you have made this week. One of the most powerful tools for rewiring our brain is neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. NLP is based on the idea that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all connected, and that by changing one aspect, we can affect the others. For example, if we change our language patterns, we can change our thoughts and feelings. If we change our body language, we can change our confidence and self-esteem. Let's take the example of a person who wants to become more confident in their relationships. They can use NLP techniques such as mirroring and anchoring to build rapport and trust with others. They can also use reframing to change their negative self-talk and focus on positive outcomes. By applying these techniques, they can rewire their brain to think more positively and confidently, and achieve greater success in their relationships. The last insight on this list is the one most people cannot face about themselves. So, how can we apply the concept of neuroplasticity to our daily lives? The first step is to become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. We need to observe ourselves, to notice our patterns and habits, and to identify areas where we want to change. The second step is to set clear goals and intentions for what we want to achieve. We need to be specific, positive, and focused on what we want, rather than what we don't want. The third step is to use techniques such as visualization, affirmations, and mindfulness to rewire our subconscious mind. We need to repeat positive statements to ourselves, to visualize our desired outcomes, and to practice mindfulness to stay present and focused. By following these steps, we can rewire our brain and achieve greater success, happiness, and fulfillment in our lives. And the discovery I promise to share with you at the end is that our brain is capable of reorganizing itself in response to new experiences and learning. This means that we have the power to rewire our brain, to think differently, and to achieve greatness. But it requires effort, dedication, and a willingness to change. As Sigmund Freud said, the unexamined life is not worth living. Let's examine our lives, let's become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and let's rewire our brain to achieve our full potential. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on psychology and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. If this video helped you understand yourself or someone around you better, subscribe. New psychology insights every single day.